With the experience and resources for cases throughout Louisiana, Walters Papillon Thomas Collins, LLC, is proud to support LPB, specializing in personal injury and wrongful death, with information at lawbr.net.
First of all, thank you all for being out here today. I want to start off our press conference today by giving you a brief update on the status of COVID-19 pandemic as it relates to East Baton Rouge Parish, along with our proactive measures. This afternoon, we had our second confirmed case, as I'm sure you've heard, in East Baton Rouge Parish. We do expect that number to increase. That is why I continue to stress the importance of good hygiene and social distancing. You're hearing that message across the board from leaders all over. As the Surgeon General has said, the next 2 weeks are critical for slowing the spread of the virus across our country. Please follow the recommendations laid out by the CDC, the Louisiana Department of Health, and my office. Today, we resumed testing at our drive-through community testing site at Baton Rouge General Mid-City. Yesterday, we chose to end testing early so we would not run out of supplies. Today, we are resuming testing only for patients who faxed in their orders prior to 6 p.m. yesterday. My team convened the COVID-19 Medical Task Force last night to update testing protocols to ensure our most vulnerable patients receive a COVID-19 test. The site will begin accepting new orders Thursday as COVID-19 tests become available. The site will remain open on a day-by-day basis as supplies allow. Monday through Friday. Right now, the hours will be 1 to 3 p.m. Those tests will be sent to a private lab with results sent to doctors in 3 to 5 days. Let's be clear. This drive-through testing site is an initiative led by my office and area physicians. It is staffed by private doctors from our hospitals and our clinics. Those hospitals and clinics are the ones who are donating these test kits. And so we are working aggressively to obtain additional tests for our community. Now, another issue before I go into our economic development announcement. We are in need of people to donate blood. As a result of this crisis, we are seeing our blood supply go down, and so we are in need of blood donations. You can reach out to any of the health facilities in our area, and they will give you direction in terms of blood donations. Now to today's announcement. We are announcing a series of measures that we hope will drive commerce and activity into our local businesses. The city parish is working to alleviate the impacts of the ban. I want to begin by thanking Stephanie Ferris for hosting us this afternoon at Zealand Street Market. Since the beginning of my administration, we have worked to marshal the resources of government in an effort to empower and grow small businesses in our community. This has been crucial to our community's economic growth, and these efforts will not falter in times of crisis. As I often say, Baton Rouge is open for business. This phrase is not something that I nor anyone in my administration takes lightly. Small businesses, especially our local restaurants, bars, caterers, gyms, and movie theaters, employ 32,303 employees in the Baton Rouge metropolitan area. These employees account for our workers at a cost of $638 million in 2019 payroll and $117 million in 2019 taxes. The business sector shapes our local economy and our way of life here in Baton Rouge. These businesses contribute to the diversity and uniqueness that is present in our local economy. Our rich diversity and cultural history are our strongest assets. When we handle unique situations like the one that COVID-19 presents, this sector becomes increasingly fragile when we take measures to protect our employees and our consumers. After consulting with our finance department and our parish attorney, I signed an executive order that will extend the time for filing East Baton Rouge Parish local sales tax returns for 30 days. Thus, returns for the period of February of 2020 and March of 2020 are extended and would be considered timely if filed on or before April 20th and May 20th, 2020, respectively. We are hopeful that this order will provide a brief respite to the businesses in our community that will be affected by COVID-19. There will not be interest or penalties associated with the tax remittances for February or March if paid by the deadline. A couple of key other points I want to stress. There will not be a degradation of city parish services as a result of this. This will apply to all dealers who collect the sales taxes on our behalf. There will be no impact to the MOVE EBR bond rating. And state law gives city parish the authority to collect and make adjustments. We do not believe a 30-day deferral of some sales tax remittances and not assessing interest and penalties for those 30 days will have a significant impact on our cash flow. However, this is not meant to be the only solution that we have to helping inject more activity into our economy. There are other partners we are bringing into our fold that will be crucial to helping get through this period of time. And at this point, I want to bring up John Spain, who will talk about the efforts from BRAF to help provide assistance to those impacted by this situation. After that, I will be back and introduce some other business owners who are here joining us today and announce another initiative. John?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mayor. I'm John Spain, the Executive Vice President for the Baton Rouge Area Foundation. As you've heard so many times this week, our first priority is to take care of ourselves and take care of our families. But the state has a deep history of being able to reach out and help others in time of need. And perhaps this is one of our greatest challenges today. Governor Edwards has asked the foundation to start raising private money for the immediate needs that we will come to face in the coming days for our fellow citizens. Before the federal aid gets here, we will have expenses that we need to have private dollars raised to help provide responses to those. We know, for example, that seniors who otherwise would be able to go out of their homes and buy food may very well have to be fed at home because they're staying at home. Who's going to pay for the food? Who's going to deliver those foods? Homeless in our communities and across the state will be put in shelters, and they too have to be taken care of. They have to be fed, and we have to have the means to buy the food, provide the means to have that food delivered. There are so many other instances we cannot even foresee today where we will need cash, unrestricted dollars immediately to help the state and the mayor and this local community to respond to those needs. Take care of your families first, take care of yourself, but if you can and you're so inclined, we'd ask you to go to the website www.braf, that's BRAF.org. On that website you'll see a link to the Emergency Relief Fund. All of those dollars that you can donate to help us will go to help your fellow citizens, your neighbors, maybe your relatives, who will find themselves in the coming days and weeks in need of help, and the financial resources perhaps to not do that. Again, the website is www.braf.org. And if you can, no matter the amount, from 50 cents to $1 of your corporation, your individual could do more, we would appreciate it. All of the dollars go to the immediate needs of the people in this state, in this community that may need our help in the days to come. We have a rich history of reaching out to helping each other. I hope that you will consider doing so. Again, it's www.braf.org. And thank you very much, Mayor.
Thank you, John. In addition to the call of our community, my plea is to have our larger businesses contribute to the Baton Rouge Area Foundation's efforts. It is critical that we continue purchasing so that we can keep our economy growing. I want to call up Mitch Rotolo to discuss an effort to aggregate a list of restaurants that are available for takeout, delivery, and curbside service as part of an overall effort that we are announcing today entitled Keep Baton Rouge Serving. Mitch?
Thank you, Mayor. Yesterday, I sat in a meeting with a few business owners and leaders with the mayor's team, and it was very clear how quickly she wanted to work to keep business moving in Baton Rouge. Within one day, we're here today announcing this initiative to keep Baton Rouge serving. And the idea is, as a hospitality person in the restaurant business, and we are a hospitality state, if these businesses don't survive this crisis, we're going to have a lot of leases available, a lot of people out of work, and the big box food is just going to take over Baton Rouge culture, which none of us want. So with the mayor's direction and support, businesses who don't have marketing budgets to announce the things that we want to do, by using the mayor's office and Visit Baton Rouge and 225 and all the industry that's helping us put this together, we've come up with a pretty smart campaign, I think, to support local servers. We're going to ask businesses and restaurants that are not drive-through, that are dine-in, that don't have capability to be open for any other business other than table service, to join in supporting their servers and their staff. At Rotolo's, we're going to do our best to support all of our team as long as we can, but we also are going to have a give-back campaign. We're pushing gift cards. You heard the mayor talk about gift cards from other businesses. Buy gift cards from local restaurants for your staff, for somebody else, or just for a gift or to use at a later date to keep those businesses alive and afloat. Part of this campaign is going to be exactly just like any other fundraiser you would see at a local small mom and pop business. We're going to give 20% of those proceeds right into that server's pocket. The business will honor full value of the gift card. The server gets 20% of the gift card purchase right there in their paycheck that week. This will allow us to keep our doors open for takeout, hopefully drive more traffic, and help support those servers through their in their paychecks. The gift cards don't expire. They have a lifetime guarantee. They'll keep small business afloat. The cash, I didn't even know the sales tax was being announced. I can't tell you how important that is to a small business that makes a payroll. This week's Friday, sales tax due on Thursday. That's going to keep cash in small businesses to make it another month. So I appreciate that for sure. And I'll be here for a while if anybody has any questions after this. But thank you for your help in doing this.
Thank you so much. I want to bring up Adam Knapp with the Baton Rouge Area Chamber, who can talk about the regional impact and the survey and updates on emergency working capital loans for businesses.
Thank you, Mayor. Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Knapp. I'm the CEO of the Baton Rouge Area Chamber. I can't emphasize enough what Mitch and the mayor just said about the program for our restaurants. Probably the most important takeaway and thing that we want to encourage is that everyone in this community, our large businesses, respond to the urgency of serving and doing business with our small businesses and especially our restaurants. And the idea that large businesses can take advantage of this also to help their remote workers as a way to help them. They can do business with them and want to encourage that they consider doing that. And then we have kind of a win-win for both the large employers with remote workers and helping our local restaurants, our small restaurants at the same time. We know that many of our restaurants may be down as much as 70 or 80% without dine-in customers, and so that can really affect their ability to keep up, as you heard from Mitch. And so helping our restaurants to shift to that is going to help change the behavior of folks that eat out in our community, and that's something we're going to be needing to do more and more, is to change all of our behavior to make sure we're doing that. I just want to share a few of the things that are happening. The state of Louisiana has been approved for SBA disaster loans statewide. Hopefully that is going to be changing and coming down officially from the SBA in the next 24 hours. And so while businesses who are trying to apply today still may be finding that they cannot yet apply, we have been able to get all of that through in the last 24 hours with some big pushes from a lot of folks to submit information to the state, to the parish offices, and to get those applications in is the next step. That will provide working capital to businesses, especially small businesses. Small businesses are those with 500 or less employees. So this includes many of the businesses in our community. Probably 95% of the businesses in our community have fewer than 500 employees. And so we have the ability to take advantage of this program. It's up to $2 million. The interest rate is about 3.75%. It's also available for nonprofits at 2.75%, and something that can help give a way to pay debt, to pay payroll, take care of accounts payable, those operating costs that are necessary in this period right now. So that should be coming out in the next day or so, that you'll be able to go through the applications process. We encourage everyone who might need that to go to sba.gov/disaster, sba.gov/disaster. On your favorite browser. You can get out information on how to access these programs. The second thing is, if you have a temporarily displaced worker, those that if you just temporarily have closed doors to try to sort of sort things out, your workers who have been either hourly or permanent can go and take advantage of unemployment insurance. We encourage them to go to the state Louisiana Workforce Commission website, laworks.net, and look up information about how to take advantage of unemployment insurance. That could help employees of restaurants who may have decided to hang on for a minute before deciding what to do. Their people can go take advantage of this. So encourage folks to go and check out if that's something that is available to them as they are potentially temporarily displaced. A few statistics that the mayor wanted us to just help with getting out. We've had about 170 responses to the business survey that we've provided. We have seen that about 98% of responses say that they have changed their travel or meeting schedule. So the good news is that we're seeing that employers are responding to this and how they're changing how their employees are doing travel and meetings. As of Tuesday's results, about half of the employers have changed their operational hours as a result of what's happening. And that has shifted. As of last Friday, it was about 25% had changed their operational hours. So this is changing each day. We're seeing more and more folks are changing their hours. 65% of employers had put in place some kind of workplace restrictions or are preparing to do so, but still 35% of employers have not done so. So we're continuing to encourage that employers consider to find ways to make sure that social distancing does include your work sites, and that many who can do so are trying to find ways to do so. This is information we can provide you offline. About 63% of companies report that they have or are planning to cancel some kind of project expansion or investment. So what that looks like is different for each size of employer, but we are already seeing that companies are planning to make changes in their behaviors, and that's still something that is changing. We asked about whether this was affecting their expected sales or revenues in the first or second quarter. 16% of businesses say they expect their revenue forecast to be the same, but about 60% are saying they are expecting some amount of significant or major shifts in their revenue or sales across all sectors over the course of the first and second quarter. So it just gives you a picture of how rapidly and significantly this could change and affect our regional economy, sharing with what the mayor said about the number of employees in just restaurant and bars, something we're all paying quite a bit of attention to. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam. And so before I make my challenge to the community, I want to thank everyone who has assembled here today. Many of them are from the restaurant community. Of course, you heard from Mitch Rotolo of Rotolo's Craft and Crust Pizzeria. Also joining us today, we have Kendall King from Cajun Cowboy, Mr. Frank Brown from Bayou Cafe. We also have Jerry Jones with the North Baton Rouge Economic Development District, and of course, Davis Ward, DDD, and Paula Rigo from Visit Baton Rouge. And so I am putting out this ask to our employers in our area. I challenge every large business to purchase 500 gift cards at our small local businesses and distribute them to your employees that are impacted by our current situation. Of course, I had a conversation with Todd Graves yesterday as well of Raising Cane's, and Todd has already facilitated this challenge. Imagine the impact that we can generate if the top 100 businesses purchase 500 cards each. Those 50,000 gift cards can make the world of difference to our local businesses and impact employees. Times like this are when we need your support the most. I want to thank 225 for being connected to this project and offering a list of those restaurants. In conclusion, I want to let the business community know that I deeply understand and I certainly empathize with you, and I understand what you are going through. That's why we're here today. I've been fortunate enough to frequently support our small businesses and advocate for them. In fact, recently I've been trying to go to restaurants and encourage our citizens to do the same. It's called practicing what I preach. And so I really want people to consider drive-through and pickup. Today I will be doing a pickup right here at Zeeland Street Market. We're facing this crisis as a community, and I need all of us to rally together to show compassion for our neighbors and our small businesses. We must come together to support our local economy so that when we reach that light at the end of the tunnel, we can resurface stronger as a community. All of you all know Baton Rouge has faced a number of crises in the past, and our history shows that we are a resilient community that has the power to overcome any adversity that we face. And I hope that you can join me as we continue to keep Baton Rouge serving over the coming weeks. I assure you that our community will recover as a community that is stronger than ever. Keep Baton Rouge serving. We'll take any questions if you have any in this hot weather out here that we're dealing with. Yes.
I'll add to that I have a pickup here at Zeeland Street.
Oh, good.
We want to talk about the testing.
Uh-huh.
So what happened yesterday to where the testing was cut off early, and what is being done to ensure that there are enough tests for everyone whose doctors say they should be tested?
Well, as I shared with you at the beginning, first of all, let me give you some additional information. For the past 2 days, we saw 400 people, Monday and Tuesday. And even Monday, we had to be cognizant of the tests that we were giving out. Secondly, let me say this. This is not a federal initiative that we're doing here in Baton Rouge. It's not even a state initiative. This is an initiative of a collaborative between the Mayor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness, along with our local area hospitals. So these hospitals are coming up with the kits. Of course, I will tell you that we've been in constant communication with the Office of Public Health, and I am encouraged that as we take this day by day, that we will continue to have tests available. Thirdly, let me say this. We're also implementing some protocols and highlighting information around who should be securing those tests. For example, you've heard us say time and time again that it is important that the most vulnerable among us take these tests. That includes our elderly population, as well as those who have underlying health issues. So I'm encouraged that we will work through this. Today, we're back up and running. Individuals who had their orders faxed in by 6 o'clock yesterday are able to get tested today. So just stay tuned. Any other questions about the economic development? Yes?
What businesses are participating in this Keep Baton Rouge Serving program, and where can people get the cards?
Mitch, you want to come up? We're asking as many businesses as possible to participate in the cards.
So there is a website being built right now. There is a hashtag you can follow on social media. There'll be more details available this afternoon on that. We have the website. It is keepbatonrougeserving.com. I'm sorry, keepbrserving.com. We'll be posting stuff on there every day. And again, we hope that businesses really take advantage of the publicity here for supporting their own team and staff.
And if businesses want to get on board with this, like restaurants, how do they contact her there? Like, we want to get them, we want to start offering this.
I'm pretty easy to find. The website's right there. This will be out in the next hour everywhere. Everybody will know about it quickly. And they can sign up right on the site. We'll be able to get them put together.
Mayor Broome, like so many other small businesses, I know bars and restaurants are so, impacted by this first, but, salons, hair salons, small retailers closing up, even little health clubs and stuff. Any thought among business leaders of what might be coming down the pike to be able to help them besides SBA loans?
I haven't heard anything specifically, but I will tell you as it relates to certain businesses, and it is certainly up to the discretion of the owner. For example, we've had questions about hair salons. We've had questions about nail shops. And so while they have not been in that executive order listed as the governor has shared, I am certainly encouraging them to adhere to the 10-person guideline if they're going to remain open, and to make sure that they are executing all sanitized areas, and encouraging their clients to adhere to the same. And
But in terms of helping them financially, since they're not doing well.
well, as you know, Stephanie, this is a kind of a tripart response to this crisis, federally, state, and local. And so I believe that it is the intention of everyone in government to minimize the impact on all of our small businesses, no matter what they represent. As you've probably heard time and time again, this situation is unfolding as we speak. I believe it was yesterday that the president said he wants to now implement a $1,000 stipend to families. And so, as you can tell, it's unfolding moment by moment. And I believe I have not had a deluge of calls from some of the other businesses about the impact. They just want to make sure that they are adhering to the guidelines and the recommendations. Any other questions? Okay. This will be our last question.
Not business related, but it's something that you were very passionate about pretty much all week, is gatherings of people.
Yeah.
And there is a pastor in Central who is still having services in his church. What do you say to that?
My message is consistent. We should adhere to the recommendations as it relates to the guidelines of social gatherings. That's it. Thank you.
With the experience and resources for cases throughout Louisiana, Walters Papillon Thomas Collins, LLC, is proud to support LPB, specializing in personal injury and wrongful death, with information at lawbr.net.